The FBI boss, Kash Patel, with his bulging eyes, looked at the ADL and concluded, in his infinite wisdom, that they are a group that ran disgraceful ops spying on Americans, and they're also an extreme group functioning like a terrorist organization. Like, I'm sorry, what? Like, no. It can't be true, because, like, all of the morality that I get from using the internet comes from the ADL. Not directly, right? Like, I don't go on the website of the ADL to educate myself. But social media has looked at the ADL. They were like, okay, so what are our new terms of service going to be like? And they saw, all right, well, apparently saying it's okay to be white. We need to ban people who say that. Okay sign, not good. Pepe the Frog, ban people, you know? Right? So now I'm told that my center of the universe, the place that educated me on how not to be an anti-Semite, was run like an extreme group functioning like a terrorist organization? Who says this? Kash Patel, the head of the FBI. Why did he say it? Right? Like, this is also what the article tells us. Like, it delves us deeper into the chronological events. FBI Director Kash Patel is cutting ties with the ADL after Elon Musk called it a hate group for putting Charlie Kirk's Turning Point USA on an extremist list. Right, so apparently what happened, right? Like, you had Charlie Kirk, who just wanted to talk to people, right? Like, he would go to universities, would talk to students, and then the ADL said, okay, they're a hate group. And then someone with political motivations shot Charlie Kirk. And Elon Musk saw this, was very displeased, and said, no, you know what? The ADL is a hate group. And then the FBI Director Kash Patel, seeing what Elon Musk has tweeted, said, enough is enough. They are an extremist organization that's functioning like a terrorist one. This happened, by the way. Like, this is not, me making a bit. This is not for comedy purpose. Like, these are real life events happening with real people. Like, within the United States, if you entered the FBI a couple of days ago, you'd have seen Kash Patel coming to this decision. And so the next logical question is, what did the ADL have to say about this? You know, like, this is a serious allegation. Well, the Daily Mail tells us, apparently the ADL, which calls itself a global leader in fighting anti-Semitism, right? See, a global leader. That's why my center of the universe was within the ADL. Because they were leading the fight against anti-Semitism, and so, like, everything I knew about how to prevent anti-Semitism came from them. No one could have fought anti-Semitism better than the ADL. And so they're saying, regarding Kash Patel's accusation, that they took note of Patel's announcements and has deep respect to the FBI. That's an interesting take. Like, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's interesting. So let me get this straight. You have the FBI leader accusing you of being run like a terrorist organization, right? Like, they're not saying that the ADL is a terrorist organization. No, that's not what they're saying. They're saying they are run like. Okay, so, like, maybe while fighting hate, they notice how these organizations are ran, and they said, you know what? Like, we disagree with the hate, but by God damn it, their bureaucracy, like the way these white nationalists run their organizations, is pretty goddamn good. You know, their logistics, we kind of like that. We kind of disagree with what works. You know, we just don't like the hate part, but their logistics, we gotta copy the way they make their ledgers. So, being accused of that, they're not saying, no, that's not true. They're saying, we took note of it. It's like the ADL basically saying, that's interesting. Apparently, they also said that they have disrespect for the FBI at all levels across the country, who tirelessly every day to protect all Americans regardless of their ancestry, religion, ethnicity, faith, political affiliation, or any other points of difference, like buzzword, buzzword, buzzword. Why can't you just say like all Americans? Like regardless of, like if you said all Americans, grammatically speaking, right? Like it actually literally means all Americans. Like you don't have to go like regardless. I mean, if I were to go like regardless of their cock size and tit size and the color of their pubes, and right, like it doesn't make any more sense. Like all of the other adjectives don't need to be in the same sentence when you said all Americans. And by the way, like it's not all Americans, because like if an American goes to Europe, right, like travels to Europe, the FBI doesn't defend them. It's then the American embassy that defends him. Never mind. They said all Americans living across the country, right? So like they did my bad. But why is this interesting? Two reasons. Number one, up until now, the ADL was getting to decide unilaterally what is and what isn't a hate group, and sometimes they made funny errors, like the OK hand gesture is a symbol of hate, or Pepe the Frog is a symbol of hate, or saying it's okay to be white is problematic, or what else did they have? Milk is racist, right? Like a lot of these things, which you can interpret in two ways. Number one, the ADL is a humorless organization. Like they don't get jokes at all. They don't get humor. And so any type of shit that came from the internet, from any forum, they would take it as serious. Like it was gravely serious that some cheeky little shits on 4chan were saying the OK side is racist, and the ADL was like, the FBI needs to get in on this. Because the FBI was working with them, right? And so, maybe this is an explanation. Another explanation, and this comes from like the cynical lands of Eastern Europe, is that maybe there was a conflict of interest. You see, if you cozy up with politicians, and who are the politicians in power? The Democrats, right? So by cozying up with them and helping them crack on their political opponents, you get various perks, like integration with the FBI. And you also are an organization that's fighting anti-Semitism, right? So you need to show that anti-Semitism is at an all-time high. Even though back when they used this thing, right, like the OK side is a symbol of hate, there was far less anti-Semitism in America than there is now, according to their own studies, by the way. And so they had to increase the level. And by creating shit like this, when they go and investigate a gaming platform like Steam and find Pepe the Frogs and OK signs everywhere, well, that's a data point. So when they're making their statistic, look how anti-Semitic Steam is, well, they would take like every single instance of a Pepe and consider that's a hate thing, right? And overall, you get like inflated statistics. Look at the anti-Semitism. What do we do? How do we fight something like this? We don't know. Well, luckily the ADL is there. They will fight it, right? Now, what exactly does it mean when we say that they were integrated with the FBI? Well, first and foremost, as I mentioned, they would get to decide, well, not decide, like consult the FBI and what is and what isn't a hate symbol, what is and what isn't a hate group. And this is why it was concerning when they said that Turning Point USA is an extremist organization, right? Because it doesn't just have like their take on it, but it's also promoted through various media channels, and people could wonder, it's like, well, hold on a little bit, like, was the FBI looking into Turning Point USA, right? Like, if they're working with the ADL and the ADL considers that. Like, it brings a lot of questions. But more importantly, if you look at this thing, this is what was concerning a lot of Republicans, and not just Republicans, but common people on the internet. Apparently, the ADL was giving the 2025 Shield Awards, right? So, like, these were awards given to members of the FBI that were cracking down on hate. And people were saying, well, hold on a little bit. Doesn't this mean that there is an incentive for the FBI to prioritize the crimes of hate over, I don't know, burglary or invasion of private property or mugging or, you know, like other crimes that aren't necessarily hateful, but they are societal dangerous nonetheless? And so, like, isn't this an incentive for people working at the FBI to constantly prioritize the crimes of hate over other crimes? Like, if another guy breaks into my house, right? Like, he's not a hateful person, but my life is in danger. My children are here, right? Like, am I being placed down the queue just because, like, the guy that broke into my house isn't hateful? How does that work? And so, this apparently may not happen anymore under Kash Patel, right? I didn't expect this. What I do think, though, is that, yes, my cynical take that the ADL was cozying up with Democrats and other activists in order to receive perks, probably true, because like a lot of NGOs do that. That's not surprising. But by going after the Democrats' opposition, especially during the COVID era and after with the January 6th and stuff, and targeting Turning Point USA, they made it political. And, well, if it's political now, people have voted for the opposite party. And, well, you're a political agent now. You're not an organization that's simply non-biased and just trying to crack down on anti-Semitism, which, by the way, exists on both sides of the aisle right now. There's people on the right that are anti-Semitic, and now there's also people on the left that are extremely anti-Semitic. So, like, if you genuinely had an organization that was specifically tackling down on anti-Semitism and only anti-Semitism, and making absolutely sure that you're cracking down on both sides of the issue, well, none of this would have happened. But, well, it is what it is. Probably when the Democrats go back in charge, they will resume work with the ADL, which is what I pretty much expect. This is why they also don't attack the FBI now, right? Like, they leave the door open. Let me know what you guys think, though, and as usual, I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.